All right, more about Young Guns. Continuing on talking about the cast of Young Guns. So then we have Kiefer Sutherland. Uh, so some movies that I liked with Kiefer Sutherland. Well, this one. Very good movie. A Few Good Men. Very good cast. Very good acting. Very good movie. Yeah, Kiefer wasn't playing a very nice guy in this movie, but he did a good job playing not a very nice guy. Kiefer. Kiefer Sutherland, who is the son of Donald Sutherland, another really good actor. And I found out when I was watching videos of interviews with Kiefer Sutherland that his mother was an actor too. I didn't know that. Okay, so Kiefer Sutherland, uh, A Few Good Men. He was also in this Dragonlance animated movie. There's another thing I liked a lot when I was younger. The uh, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons second edition. So that was really fun. The fantasy aspect of like dragons and wizards and warriors and rogues and all that. I really enjoyed that stuff. Uh, so it was neat that Kiefer Sutherland he played the wizard. Did the voice for that character. It also has Lucy Lawless, Xena, and more about Kiefer Sutherland. He was in Flatliners. That was a very good movie. There were some scary scenes in that movie, but very interesting topic for a movie. Lost Boys. Oh, I don't have that one. I don't own that one. I want to get that one. Um, I don't have it over here, but I own it. Um, Stand By Me. That was a very good movie. Scary. I was freaked out by seeing the body in that movie. But Kiefer Kiefer Sutherland, he played a bad guy in there. He's very good. Played a very good bad guy in that movie. The Three Musketeers. Uh, this movie is very good. Dark City. Kiefer played an unusual character in this movie. He spoke with he had a very unusual way of speaking in the movie. Very different. So Dark City and Renegades. I have that too, but it's not over here. I have that too, but it's not over here. Renegades. So there's another good Kiefer Sutherland movie, and then I have that another one, but it's not over here too. The Bay Boy, which I think was his first movie. So he's from Canada. It was a Canadian movie. The Bay Boy. So there's some Kiefer Sutherland movies right there. He was in some other things that I didn't watch, like that show 24. I never got into that. Lou Diamond Phillips. There's another actor that I liked a lot, besides Emilio and Kiefer. Um, some of my favorite movies with Lou Diamond Phillips. Well, there's Renegades, so it was Lou Diamond Phillips and Kiefer Sutherland were in Renegades. Um, this movie, which I have on VHS, his hair is a little shorter in this one. The Dark Winds. It's a good movie. This movie, this must have been the first Lou Diamond Phillips movie that I saw. La Bamba. That was very good. So I was introduced to Richie Valens in that movie. Very sad what happened to him. But very good music. Guess that's all I have for Lou Diamond Phillips. Um, oh, I think he was in a movie called Bats. That was all right. And he was in a couple other movies, but like I don't like he was in one that was kind of scary, like a thriller type. But I don't remember what it was called. Might have been The First Power. He was in another movie, I think with Antonio Banderas, another actor that I like a lot. I think it's about mining. I haven't seen it though. Okay. So here's something that I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about because it bothered me a lot, but I guess I should mention it. So Charlie Sheen. Some movies that he was in. So he's the brother of Emilio Estevez. They're both the son of Martin Sheen. I thought it was strange when I found out that he was brothers with Emilio Estevez since they didn't have the same last name. Uh, I didn't think I didn't think Charlie Sheen looked that much like Emilio Estevez either. Okay, so Charlie Sheen, he was in Platoon and The Three Musketeers with Kiefer Sutherland. But so Charlie Sheen, I was a fan of his. I seen him in like he was in a movie called Men at Work with Emilio Estevez too, and Charlie Sheen was also he had a scene with Jennifer Grey in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But I was looking up interviews on YouTube for Charlie Sheen because I was a fan of some of his movies. Uh, he was also in a show. I don't remember what it was called, but I didn't watch that show. Anyway, so I was a fan of Charlie Sheen, so I wanted to see some interviews with him. And there was this one interview with this guy, this British guy that I don't like at all. He's a jerk, in my opinion. But in this interview that Charlie Sheen, he said something that I found very offensive. And since then, I don't want to have anything to do with Charlie Sheen. You know, I'm still watching Young Guns though, but like he was good in that movie. But like as a person, I don't like Charlie Sheen. Like he's had some personal issues, but like he said something I really didn't like. I'm sure some people could relate to this concept because I'm sure a lot of people like there are things that uh, words that some people find very offensive, and when they hear it, they get angry. Okay, so there's this word he said that I'm not going to repeat because I think it's a terrible word to say. Uh, it starts with an R. Uh, it's the R word. It's a very offensive word. I think it's right up there with the N word, in my opinion. I don't think either one of those words should ever be spoken. So the R word that Charlie Sheen said in this interview, it wasn't like there's like I've heard this movie said many times in movies, and yeah, I hate hearing it then, but like it's different if someone else, like the actor could say, no, I don't want to say that word because that's offensive. Um, but it's different when like an actor says it in a movie rather than like an actor in an interview because they're not being told to say it. They're actually saying it because they think it's okay to use this word. So so Charlie Sheen used this word that I find highly offensive. Starts with the letter R. It's a very derogatory, highly derogatory word. There's in my opinion, there is no reason to use this word at all. There's actually two versions of this word. Uh, the shortened version of the word, the R word, is the one I'm referring to. I don't like hearing either one of them because of how it's been used, just to be insulting or lacking in compassion. Okay, so this R word. Um, yeah, I really hate when people use this word. They just sound like jerks. It's usually used to insult someone. I've heard. I still like. So the longer version of the R word I've heard recently. Like I'm enjoying watching this person on YouTube, and then all of a sudden they say it. So I'm like, oh, why'd you have to use that word? I don't want to. Now I don't want to watch you anymore on YouTube. Like, um, the longer version of the R word I heard recently in an interview. Edward Furlong. It's like I was a big fan of Edward Furlong, and then I hear him use the R word, and I'm like, why do you have to use that word? But the shortened version of the R word, that's what Charlie Sheen used in an interview with Pierce Morgan. And so I also heard Jennifer Aniston use that word, the shortened version, the more offensive version of the R word. She used it referring to herself, so it's like self-derogatory. But I hate self-derogatory stuff too. Why are you insulting yourself, for one thing? But Jennifer Aniston used the R word too, which I was sort of a fan of her. I watched the show Friends, so I liked her until I heard her say that, and then I'm like, just lose respect for someone when they use highly offensive language. they don't think it's highly offensive. They think it's, I don't know, I guess it's funny or fun to say it, or I don't know why these, they're just, it just comes across as really insensitive. So I get very angry when I hear people using that word. There was actually, okay, so I have a couple of family members who are mentally handicapped, so that might be possibly why I find that word highly offensive. But I'm thinking, well, why does that have to be the reason why that word is offensive? It should just be a universal thing, as far as I'm concerned. So that's where that word is derived from, in relation to mentally handicapped people. Just to use that to just be really insulting to someone, or to say something is messed up, like the longer version of that R word, but the shortened version is just used as an insult. Uh, but I was kind of thinking, like, the psychology of it, like, why do I find this so offensive? Like, what is the personal reason for me? Like, I used the R word once when I was a kid back in the '90s. The worst version of the word, the shortened version of it, because I heard other kids saying it, so I used it around my mother, and my mother slapped me. So that might be uh, an explanation of why I find it highly offensive. But I think it shouldn't be just like, if you have a personal experience with it. I think it should be just understood that this is a really highly offensive word. So it's not nice to use. You just sound like a jerk when you use it.